Grab him by the feet. Got him on his feet.
So I'm headed to help a buddy of mine, Jeremiah. He's also a co-worker. Just going to help him and his family as they process their meat chickens. This is only the second time I've done this. I've processed meat chickens, so just trying to learn as much as possible. And he and his family have one of those nice big chicken pluckers. It's like a multi-chicken plucker. I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is, but I've never used one of those, so we'll see how that is. Definitely like to use that before I think about purchasing one day. And then my brother Timmy, shout out. We did it with the old drill and some little finger pluckers attached to it. It's a pretty good invention, but it's supposed to be a little faster. But yeah, just trying to take every opportunity I can to learn. So I appreciate the opportunity. Yes, so we're here at the Calicut Homestead. Gonna help them process their meat chickens today. And they got a pretty good setup here, and probably give a little tour of the farm and make a good day of it. Get some fellowship in. All right, so up here at the Calicuts, we are at their chicken tractor that Jeremiah made, and he's going to explain a little bit what we're going to do in this process.
Yeah, so this is the chicken tractor. My father-in-law has a welder that works for him, so we put this together. It's just all aluminum, so it won't rust. I put a top on it, chicken wire around it, and just utilize these fancy wire ties here just to hold everything in place. So all you do is, they're hungry. They've been off feed for the last 24 hours. So we just get whichever one, it doesn't matter. And we gotta take them over to our killing station. Nothing fancy. They have all kinds of fancy things you can buy, but for us, a roadway cone sawed off worked fine. So that's what we chose to use. So we put him in upside down. That kind of calms him down. You can see he's kind of calm. You reach in and grab his head. I want to make sure his neck is towards me, so this cone moves. So after the bird stops flopping around, we take him over here and we hang him up to let all the blood get out of him. My fancy T-post here, and I just wrap some wire around his foot. This way we can do multiple birds at a time. You just let them hang there for a few minutes. So after they've bled out a little bit, you can just see when this blood stops, we take them up to the next station, which is our pot of water. It's a scalding pot. This is where all the ladies hang out. So. So we just dip them in here. We try to keep the water at about 150 degrees, give or take. It's a little bit hotter, you just don't leave them in quite as long. And you dip them until the skin starts to peel off with just you rubbing your finger across it. That's how we do it. I'm sure there's a better science to it. It should take anywhere from 20 seconds to 45 seconds. There's no real specific time. You see as the hair starts to come out, that's how we do it. Pick them up, we throw them in our plucker with our water hose. Turn the bezel. And they come out pretty clean. Just a few pin feathers left we have to pick off.
Yep. Looking good.
We'll take them over to the next station, and I am no expert at this, but essentially you want to pinch up here by the neck, cut you a little spot, reach in, and try to separate the crop from the breastbone. This right here is the crop. So you just want to pull it away from the breastbone. If you can use your fingers, that's always going to be better than a knife, so you don't risk cutting it. Just pull it away best you can. This here's the esophagus. You want to separate that also. Just get everything separated up front. Get all that cartilage and everything separated, and then just leave it there. Turn the bird around, do the same thing. cut into the back side here. Again, try not to turn your knife the other way. Just use your fingers to separate everything. Reach in, I usually do like 3 fingers. Reach in and try to grab as much as you can. And just feel around in there and kind of separate everything. Should all come out about the same time, and you can see right there, we got the crop and everything out without busting it, so that was good. If you do bust it, not a big deal. Just make sure you hose it out real good so you're not contaminating any of your meat. So once everything's out the back like this, we don't save the vents, some people do. This is called the vent, and then some kind of gland right here they say you definitely don't want to eat. So we just cut along the side of the vent on both sides. Just kind of in a little V shape here. And then you can just about just break it off. And then we take everything and set it over here to the side. If you want to see what it is, this is the gizzards and the livers and the intestines and everything. The only thing we like to keep for catfishing purposes is the chicken livers. So I usually cut the livers off. And I've got a bucket over here with other livers in. Everything else goes in a bucket. We cut the feet off next. You just want to find this little joint. Feet come right off. No bone, so you don't have to damage your knife. Just follow that little joint all the way. So the only other thing you really got to pay attention to is most everything will come out initially, but if you look down in there, it's hard to see on this side. The lungs are tucked back up into the rib cage. So what I have learned is if you stick your finger down in there and kind of use your fingernail to scrape on the bottom, that's about the only way to get them out. They look like that when you do get them out though. And then again, that goes in the bucket because we don't need the lungs. So a good clean cavity should look something similar to that, and we'll hose it out and get all the blood off before we put them in the cooler.
All right. That sounds hard enough since I'm no expert, but I would like to get 1 or 2 in on if I can.
Absolutely. So the last step is just to get it clean. We just like to hose that out, kind of make sure all the stuff. I usually stick the hose in on both sides. Make sure the bird's clean. Check it one more time for pin feathers so my wife doesn't yell at me when she's cooking it. And then they go in the cooler and we chill them. Go get another one. These are a lot bigger than our last ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
These are Cornish cross birds. Last time we had the Rainbow Rangers. These grew a lot faster. These were we're at 10 weeks right now.
What would you say the weight of these are?
We've got some scales. We like to put them on after we kill them, just because they don't hold still when we actually put them on the scales live. But I'm thinking somewhere in that 6 to 7 pound range probably. Take it up to Mom.
Here we go. Oh.
Yes, she wouldn't protect me.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, you eat it. No, I gotta go get some burger.
Ooh. Whoa. Megan. No, I almost got you. after I say that, it's like, this doesn't sound right. Oh, there's gonna be more.
Yeah, because sometimes you get them in there, you try to cut it from the side. You can get the jugular first and then the head clean off after that. That's really all that matters. I tried to explain to the boys that they're dead. At this point, they're dead. This is just a muscle reaction. This is not anything. They're not in pain, and that's the biggest thing.
So we end up doing 26, processing 26 these Cornish straws. So it looks like they're getting a bull delivered today also, so that's a bonus feature. What?
Promise you're gonna be happy here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, I'll be real happy.
I thought it was cows.
Those are cows, but the one in the trailer is a bull.
Would they cut the horns?
Now, he don't have no horns though.
We want him to go in there. Keep going.
Attaboy.
Here we got it.
I apologize, I don't have a nicer setup for you.
No, this work. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you still got to pull out of here.
That's super cute. Look at this. I want to come
You want to come where?
over here. Over here.
Okay, we might right now.
Can I be a donkey? Just wait for them to get it out and then we can go. Come here. Or we can get it. It doesn't want it anymore.
Are you eating chips? Trying to chew up one piece. Awesome. They love it. Come get in there, baby, honey.
Look at the goat.
Don't stand behind the donkey. I just kind of watched it.
Did you hear what Miss Megan said? Don't stand behind them, okay? Because they can hit.
So she jumps on it by herself? Yeah, she can jump really high. She can jump. She can almost get on her legs.
She did.
You can like
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on her.
You want me to go?
Oh, come on.
Are you okay?